In today's video, I am going to teach you how to remove grid lines in Excel for a specific cell. Many people want the grid lines to stay visible for the overall spreadsheet, but they only want to clean up a small section. The good news is that Excel lets you hide grid lines in a precise area by using a fill color. This approach is simple and it works great when you are highlighting a specific block of cells. To begin, open your Excel worksheet and locate the cells that you want to modify. In this example, you will be working with the cell range B2 to C3. Take a moment to look at your sheet and confirm that B2 and C3 are the outer corners of the area you want to change. Then click and drag to highlight the range B2, C3. As you do this, make sure the selection covers exactly the 2 rows and 2 columns that you intend. The grid lines you want to hide will be inside this selected area. Once the range B2, C3 is highlighted, the next action is to open the formatting option that controls the cell's appearance. You are going to use the Fill Color tool, which looks like a paint bucket icon. This tool is what allows you to place a solid background color behind the grid lines. When grid lines are visible, they usually appear as lines on top of the cells. By adding a filled background color, you effectively cover those grid lines in the specific cells you selected. Now click the Fill Color Paint Bucket tool icon. You should see a menu of colors appear. If your screen shows multiple options, just focus on choosing a color that matches what you want the cells to look like. This is the part where you decide how the selected grid lines will be covered. It matters because the color you pick determines how clearly the grid lines will disappear against the cell background. After you click the Fill Color tool, choose the color white. Selecting white is important because it blends the filled cells with the typical background of a worksheet. It makes the selected block look clean and uncluttered, while still letting the rest of the sheet keep its grid lines if they are turned on. When you pick white from the color options, Excel will apply a white fill to the cells you selected in the range B2 to C3. Next, take a quick look at your worksheet to verify the result. You should see that the grid lines inside B2, C3 are no longer visible, or at least are heavily covered by the white background. Meanwhile, grid lines outside this range should remain unchanged. This ensures that only the specific cell area you highlighted is affected, which is exactly the goal of removing grid lines for a specific section. If you do not see the change right away, just make sure you selected the correct range before applying the fill color. Sometimes a small mismatch can happen if the selection includes an extra cell or misses part of the intended block. But if your highlighted area is correct, choosing white for the fill color will provide the clean, targeted look you are after. That is all there is to it. That covers everything you need to know.